Hi everyone. Today it is day 10 on my vlog challenge, and somehow I've missed a day because day 9 I said it was Wednesday and today it's actually Friday, so I can't even be bothered stretching my brain to work the math out on that. But either way, I'm day 10 regardless of the date. I've had internet woes and it's all looking good today, so fingers crossed I'll be able to upload this. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to talk about today. I'll probably talk a little bit about what I've been talking about the last 2 days, about expanding our energy bodies, inhabiting our energetic space, because there's so much you can talk about that. But just to check in, I'm feeling really good today. I was absolutely shattered yesterday, dragged myself through the day. And when I do that, I feel accountable for my children and my husband, that I'm not fully there for them because I'm not fully in me. Kind of, you're holding something back in yourself because you just can't wait to go to bed. So it's kind of like, just passing time until you get to that stage in your day, and it's a waste. It's a waste of a day. It's a waste of a whole load of missed opportunity with amazing centered connections with people too. So I know I'm robbing myself of that and those around me when I'm like that, but it's that my Libran side and that lack of balance coming out there, because that night I was absorbed in painting, and I'm in a house of 4 males and I crave quiet. I crave time by myself without interruption. I crave journeying inward, and I love to just hang there. So that's where the art, suits that purpose, and works so beautifully with it. And I get greedy and I extend it out and hang longer there and don't go to bed. And I start to panic about midnight because I think, I'm not going to be a very good mum tomorrow. Not going to be the best of friends or wives by not being fully present. But anyway, I'm human. It's life. I'm aware of it, and it's up to me if I want to do things about it. But so I shattered yesterday. Went to bed early for me, so I was actually in bed at 10. But I was frustrated with the lack of internet connectivity and not being able to use my computer and do things I wanted to do. Isn't that shocking that it dictates my life like that? But anyway, I laid awake in bed for a while with my phone, which you shouldn't do. But I got to sleep, so I had a solid hour before midnight, and it's really true, the quality of your sleep those few hours before midnight, in terms of obviously your overall being, your cognitive function, but the body has the ability to go into that deeper REM sleep, and I think your organs then have the opportunity to have their restorative healing time, and I think we can rob our organs of that time, like it's a replenishment time, those hours before midnight. And I'm not sure why. I think it's all wired up with the melatonin and our sleep cycle, and the hours of light and all of that sort of thing. So I don't know an awful lot about that, so I'm not going to go into it. But I think having that quality of sleep time before midnight markedly makes a difference to how you function through your day the next day, in a physiological perspective, a cognitive perspective, and meeting your spirit and your soul and your energy body, letting it all come together so you're in the flow. Today I'm feeling really good. I feel here. I feel definitely that I'm taking up my full space, energetic space in my body. And I've had a few interactions already this morning that gives me feedback around that, with a patient. So I was fully engaged. I was switched on. I was listening to him. I think your consciousness comes closer out with your energetic body too when you're not tired and retreated inward. Your cognition is there, and you're conscious of the other being around you more, and you're probably there more for them. because you're playing on the outer edge of your energetic space, so you're open to the other person that much more. You're more receptive to their cues, what they're saying, what they're needing, what they're not saying, what they're not aware of. I think your intuition definitely is heightened when you've got that homeostasis right in your own body, so all your own needs are met. Energetic spaces come out to the full edge, and you can be there for other people more. So, if you're looking at a universal responsibility to each other, we have a responsibility to care for ourselves and meet our own needs and do what we need to do to honour our bodies and our minds and our spirits, to come to the edge of the playground of helping other people. And even as I say that, I think, oh God, now I've got to have my personal integrity around other people as well, and look after myself, so I'm showing up more each day for others. So I think I'll go away and think on that one a bit more later. But so it was really good interaction. It was really positive, and I've got a paying patient, and again, that's an accountability. And I do actually, the nights before my clinic days, I do make sure I go to bed earlier, because they should be getting the best of me, and they've paid for it and they deserve it, and I can help more for them with my energy, in terms of them feeling heard and connected, and that I have the cognitive brain power to explain and educate and all of those sorts of things, or counsel, and meet them where they are and what they're needing. So, and then my lovely next door neighbour popped in. She'd been away for 3 weeks, and she just knocked on the door, and I had less insecurity. So when I'm tired and I'm retracted in, I start to self-doubt about how my facial expressions. I'm like going, am I holding my lips a certain way that looks funny to this person while I'm talking to them? You start to sort of doubt, and well, I do anyway, and feel awkward, and I might hold my arm in a weird robotic posture because I'm feeling self-conscious or insecure or just not fully there. But when I am rested and centered and fully here, fully inhabiting my energetic space, I'm meeting that person, and I am aware of my thoughts, those little insecure thoughts. Like I immediately thought, can't wait till FebFast is over and I can have some wine again, and I'll have a lovely drink with my neighbour, and I'll get giggly and silly, and I won't be self-conscious. And then I catch myself and think, that's we need to be there without the alcohol. And alcohol, like other things, it hides us. It helps us hide behind a shield. I could go into that a lot more as well. In another way, it can disinhibit and bring out who we truly are, so we feel safe to show that. So there's a few ways of looking at it, I guess, and that's something else I can go away and think about. But I caught my thoughts, and I was self-conscious for a minute, and then I went, oh no, hold on, you're in your strength today. You're here. You showed up. You're okay. You're worthy. You're worthy of showing who you are. You're safe with this person. You can show your vulnerability. You can show all your sensitivities. She's not a threat. And so I kind of stopped, and I suppose if my energetic body was wobbly when I started to self-doubt and wanted to pull back, I kind of reaffirmed it and went, no, we can rest here. We're all right. And I was relaxed, and I could see her visibly relax as well, because I was sending out that energy to her of, I'm not nervous. I like you. There's no reason why I should feel nervous around you. And she visibly relaxed, and it was a really lovely conversation. And because I'm happy in myself today, because I've done all of what I've needed for myself, I could ask her more questions about her rather than talk about myself, which I can do a lot too. But I was really interested to hear how her trip was, how she was feeling, what's going on in her life. And you know what? I said goodbye to her, and I felt great. I felt really good, and I know she went away I'm assuming, but I'm pretty sure she went away feeling good too, because she had felt considered, and she had been seen and acknowledged, and she was able to talk about herself and what's going on in her life, and she felt validated, I guess, I hope. So that whole pay it forward thing again comes up with our interactions, and who knew I was going to talk about this? This vlog thing is so powerful. Part of me thinks, oh, gee, it's so self-indulgent, and I'm sure there might be some people that end up watching this going, oh my God, that Tanya is just likes to chat on, doesn't she, about waffling about rubbish, because not everyone, I fully acknowledge, will get this, believe in it, think is even worthy of airtime. And I've shared this in my personal feed, and there's people that I know that will probably watch this, and some will, that's okay, they'll make their assumptions and views, and I'm okay with it, because at the end of the day, I acknowledge we've all got our own truth, and everybody's truth is true. It's real, it's valid for them, and I just hope that, as I would respect other people's truths, or fully try to, that other people would respect my truth. And we all judge too, so there's going to be judgments. People need to box things and go away and put things in their place. So I'm good with it. I'm good with the fact that for some people, people will resonate with it, and I don't know, I guess that's what I'm sharing. But where else was I going with that? So yeah, I feel like I've had feedback already about what I've done with going to bed earlier, expanding my energetic space, and I'm excited about my next patient who's due in half an hour, so I better quickly do this one today. But I know, like, I think it becomes self-fulfilling because you've had that feedback from your interactions with other people. So you go, right, my next one's going to be good, and it will be, because you've set that intention, you've set that little thought, and that gets me into a whole other topic that I could talk about too, around creating. Well, other word is manifesting, and I don't like that word, but it's a label that everyone uses. But yeah, I want to go on to talking about it, but I won't. So yeah, I know that that's going to be a really good interaction. I'm excited, so I'm looking forward to that treatment session and helping him and fronting up and being fully there for him. And then when I go pick the kids up from school, I'm there for them, rather than retracting and finding irritability and all their noises and their demands and their boisterousness and jumping on me and hurting me. I'm already there, so those things won't irritate me, and I'll be interested in them, and they'll respond to that. So they won't be as naughty, because they know that Mummy hasn't disappeared inside herself, and that she's actually here. So they don't have to try so hard or so much harder by being louder or demanding, or the whingy voices and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it's Friday night, and I'm going to paint tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, hubby, I'll be there for him when he comes home and listen to his day. And I think what happens is I'm not as selfish when I've done all those other things for myself. So we know that self-love ends up serving other people, because we've done what we've needed to do, and that whole thing of we're better parents and everything. So you're just a better place to give out, and we know when we give, we get back again. It's that ongoing thing, and that gift of giving. Like, we feel much better. We feel so much better when we give. So yeah, I'm very grateful I'm grateful to myself that I went to bed early enough to have a really lovely feeling day today. Yeah, there was other things I was going to talk about, because there's again a few more comments, and I definitely recognise too that this journey can be a long one in terms of playing with our energetic space and expanding on it. I think trauma does make us suddenly snap into connecting with something around our energetic space, and exploring it. And it does take courage. It definitely does take courage to do the things that we need to do for ourselves so that we are fully inhabiting our space. And I suppose I just want to, I have a very different view around suffering, and again, that might be another topic for discussion. I actually, and it could be the eternal optimist, sometimes I can be pessimistic, but I'm an idealist, and I fully believe in hope. I'm driven by hope, and I think no matter how bad things get or can be, things can always turn around again. I believe that with all my heart. And I actually get excited. So when I used to do case management and counselling in a previous job, I would feel so excited for someone that was sitting there describing to me awful things that they experienced and trauma and suffering, and not to discount that at all or invalidate it. It's extremely valid, but I was excited for them in terms of it had happened and where they were. They're at this turning point, and there's so much hope and possibility, and you're on a growth edge because something has been cracked open in terms of your feelings because you've been traumatized. And again, I don't want to diminish the importance of that because it's full on stuff, trauma, and the emotions are overwhelming. But there's practical things to do to manage it and take baby steps, and even the baby steps are full of hope. So I don't see hope on a continuum of jumping and journeying really quickly and getting there. It's very much an individual and personal journey, and at any point of an individual on their little journey or steps, it's exciting because there's so much ahead and so much possible, and I fully believe there's joy to be had again, and that you'll find it. And I just encourage people that just to find that one little glimmer and hold on to it of things will be better, because it will. And it might take a year, it might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, it might take 15 years, but you hold on to the things that give you joy and happiness, and keep that commitment to valuing yourself to do what you need to do for yourself. Trust, and just keep taking the baby steps. And I'm not sure where else I'm going with that, and I could talk about suffering a bit more, but it's definitely my view that we get cracked open from trauma, and I see that as a positive thing. So it's not positive that the trauma happened at all, but now that it has, and that you're open, there's so much possibility and so much beauty ahead. I suppose that's what I want to go with that. And courage comes once we self-love. The courage is there. You've already got the courage. It's just dimmed at the moment, and you'll get that feedback by people around you in your environment when you're doing all the self-honouring, self-nurturing, self-care stuff, being gentle, being easy on yourself, not expecting too much, little bit by little bit, and you get the feedback from your response to those things that you've done for yourself and from others, and it makes you courageous a little bit, tiny bit more, brings it out. And it's very much just trusting that process. So I've gone to 20 minutes again, sorry. I will finish there, and maybe I'll just try and have a not too deep conversation tomorrow. Okay, see you later.